Hey, what's up, guys? This is Andre or Chokenator if you know me from my stream, and I'm going to talk about enabling and what I mean by it. So the first time I ever heard of the term enabling is in an addiction sense, like for example, gambling addiction or game addiction. That if you're doing something that allows that person to continue that addiction in a bad way, then it's enabling them, and that's enabling used in a negative connotation. Um, but enabling, it's really about dopamine loops. I think, like, why would someone want to do anything in the first place? Well, let's say gambling or gaming as an example. That person wants to do that thing because that activity provided the person happiness. And I'm thinking of enabling in a good way, where um, a lot of people in this life, they want what's called like financial freedom. And what all that is like just to be able, the ability to like do whatever you want and have still have enough money to like pretty much sustain yourself. Um, and Well, first of all, what you're seeing visually is me working on a commission. It's a pretty cute commission. It's for a friend of a friend, and they want to be dressed up as Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service and Luffy from One Piece. You can see in one of the reference photos I use that they cosplay. I like to overlay the drawing right over the references. I have the references in a separate layer, so I could always turn them on and off. And I'm just drawing over my sketch here. And the reason that I'm talking about this over a commission is because as of right now in my art career, I'm really focused on commissions. That's like the primary source of my income. It's like more than 90% of my income right now. And the reason I want to like enable myself to do a lot of other things that I enjoy more than commissions is because I want to like convert my income to the thing that I like more, which is for one is working on webcomics, providing content like this. Like I make very very little money from YouTube, if at all, and no money from webcomics. But it's possible that if I keep working on those and building those as building an audience for those things, I can, make it to a point where I can sustain myself with those things. But that will take a really, really long time. And it's just like if somebody was to be doing like a day job. Like I used to work at a deli, and before that I used to work at a pizza place, and I would just do art on a side. And it wasn't until 2016 that I started taking art super seriously and started working on it full time, like starting commissions. And even then I was making very little money in comparison to now. But I thought, I was really enjoying myself, enjoying it at first because I was like, man, I'm getting to draw and I'm, making a living off of it. And I've been doing that for a long time. But the thing is, I don't, I've been doing commissions for like 4 years and I don't want to be stuck in this forever. Like I have a story, I have games that I want to make, I have films that I want to make, shows and animes that I want to make. And the only way to really do that is to start transitioning to a career where I can do that. So what I used to be doing with my day job to support myself, now I need to do with my main line of work, which is commissions. I make a decent amount of money off that, and I made a video before about like using supply and demand to raise the prices of your commissions, and that's pretty much working out fine. The system is working out pretty much how I intended it to, where the price of my commissions and therefore the value of the time that I spend doing the commissions is more, so I can make more money just doing the same thing over and over. But at the end of the day, like I can scale that forever. I could just do commissions for the rest of my life, or I can just, use some of that income as a cushion for me to make time to do the things that I really, really want to do. And there are a lot of like artist YouTubers out there who like give advice on creating many sources, many income streams using your art, and figuring out how to do that. But for me, like, I only have one really. Like I make a little bit from like Twitch and sales, and I guess it's a matter of like building each of those things slowly. And yeah, so like for me, I just have to keep using supply and demand to build the income from my commissions. And this is like the game plan I've had for a really long time. But like I think, going back to what I started talking about in the very beginning of the video, like talking about, gambling and gaming addictions, it really comes down to what is your goal? Because when you have a goal in life, it's like you're trying to manipulate the world and like your resources and your time in order to live in a certain way you want to. So my goal is to be able to do what I want, or at least to draw what I want. That's what I get the most enjoyment out of. But even to do stuff like play games on the weekends and, enjoy myself and travel and things like that. And people, make a life for themselves where they just have that freedom. And I don't want to live like a crazy, like, rich person or someone who just, not really squanders their money, but just uses it on really luxurious, extravagant things. All I want to do is just keep drawing, but I want to draw what I want to draw. And not like, again, I do enjoy commissions, but there are things that I draw that I enjoy even more. And I just want to be able to do that. So yeah, like, it's just a matter of, I just got to keep going. But it's like the numbers, like figuring out the numbers, like how much do I want to be making before I can set aside time to do other things. Before I can like call that a comfortable cushion, like do I want to be making how many hundreds of dollars in a day, before I can like set aside time, or like, yeah, like at what point, it's kind of confusing because I want to be able to know when it's okay to just like say, okay, I can take a break on this and do something else and do the thing that I want to do. Now, a lot of people say that you should just do the thing that you want to do right away. But from all the business advice videos that I've watched, all the like art career videos that I've watched, it's really all about survival first. And survival is all about, being able to pay your bills, being able to feed yourself, being able to house yourself, being independent, being financially independent, which is really a basic necessity for anyone in any career with any job. You just want to be able to live, survive. And that's easier said than done, and easier in some places than others, easier in some countries than others. Even in America where I live, it's easier in some states than others. So what I'm trying to do is create a schedule where I can pretty much sustain myself off of what I'm doing. And, commissions are really hard, as in the sense that it's really hard and active work. Like that, if you don't do it, you're not making any money. You have to finish it. Whereas if you're, selling some kind of product, or you're making money off like ad revenue or promotion revenue off YouTube or something, that's a little bit less work. And even though the return on investment is it's like more, but it's a lot slower. So if it's too slow, you won't be able to like sustain yourself. So, speaking of speed and slow, you can see that this video sped up like 2.5 times. But you can see how much like I'm unsure of myself. Like I undo and I'm trying to get the line perfect. Even something like that, like I just need to up my skills, because another thing that like to build merit is to just up your skills and study and be able to like draw accurately with line confidence. And that's something I kind of lack, where sometimes I can get be such a perfectionist over my lines that I just want to get it right, but it ends up I end up wasting time. Like I could probably do something like this, it wouldn't be quite as good, like the quality wouldn't be quite as good, but I could probably do this much faster. So like, anyway, like going back to skill level, like when I scroll through Twitter or like look through Pinterest, I see people who are just on a really, really high level, and I think I'm at a decent level, but I think like the speed and finesse at which people draw, I could really, really improve and get to that point. So I need to just keep getting better. And I wouldn't say that like skill is the only thing that matters, because it's not. There's definitely marketing, there's the business aspect, there's knowing the market and understanding what people like. But at the same time, like it's more likely that people will like your stuff if you're better. And so I do think skill level is proportional to success in a way, because so there are some people on Twitter, like some people like their art is just like the skill speaks for itself. Like they'll post something, they don't even need a ton of followers, but someone will like retweet it, and then it'll just get a ton of attention because it's so good. And I'm not really huge on like being social, like being a part of communities, like posting on Reddit or whatever. I'm not really big on stuff like that. Maybe I should be, maybe should get better at it. But at the same time, I'm more concerned with just drawing and being good at it. And I don't really like need or want to have to like talk to people or constantly make content. I just want to be able to draw really, really well and let the art speak for itself. People have been happy with my commissions for the past few years. I've been getting a lot better at it. which is good, a good thing. It's a sign that I'm getting faster and I'm getting better and my skill level is increasing. But there's still a long way to go, and there's definitely levels to it. And for any skill, for any high level skill, and the skill seems really high, I'm just constantly on a climb to reach the peak of what I could be, and what I envision is like usually a lot more difficult or a lot more challenging. Well, that was actually the end of the video that I was going through, but I'll just pause it right there. So, but yeah, usually what I envision is a lot more difficult to draw than like what my hands are capable of in the moment. As you can see, as much as I have to correct my lines and correct my sizes, if I could just get it accurately the first time, have the line confidence and the practice, I can really start scaling my art like exponentially, just with the skill level alone. But yeah, anyway, enabling, dopamine loops, being able to do what you want to do. That's what I talked about today. If you guys have any questions, comments, or just any kind of content you want to see, just let me know. I just thought I should make a video to talk about what I've been thinking about lately. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you guys later. Love you all. Peace out. Bye bye.